Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be, on this video I'm going to be updating you on some more current latest news now guys. The press are actually reporting now is about, sorry guys, I am a bit tired. So the press are reporting now Martial, the 21-year-old who currently plays for us, this is his third season in the process with Manchester United, but apparently now Arsenal may be weighing up a move for Antonio Martial when Sanchez does leave the club, because in their respective, Arsenal's perspective, they think he will be a good ideal replacement for Alexis Sanchez, because obviously we know Martial can play anywhere in the middle. He can play on the left as well, can Antonio Martial, as I said, but he's a player. He's very, very good. He's still an essential player. He's got young age talent, fantastic experience, and you could see he's growing and developing into his game. Is Martial. So too is Rashford. He's growing and developing into his game as well. Rashford 5 goals this season so far, or 6 is it? Only got 11 goals last season. Did Marcus Rashford as well in the process, guys. But apparently Arsenal will try to weigh up a move for him, but it could cost Arsenal up to £50 million. But obviously Man United, are resisted and are actually, reluctant to offload Antonio Martial. He didn't do so good last season. He did well under Van Gaal with Martial, but this season Martial has made a fantastic impact. The player that we paid, I think, £58 million from Monaco back in 2015, that's including add-ons as well, that's including add-ons as well. It was £36 million including add-ons as well, so it's going to rise. I think it's about £58 million in total as a player. As I said, he's good for France. As I said, he's only started one Premier League game this season as Antonio Martial, because obviously they've been, trending of Martial and Martial coming on the bench and scoring most of this season. He's only started one Premier League game as Martial, but this season he has got 5 goals, I think, all in all, and he has got 6 assists in all competitions as Antonio Martial, and that is very, very impressive. All in all, he's nearly made a century appearances now in the Premier League as Martial since Monaco, and from Monaco, and he has scored 30 goals in the process with Manchester United. But it is actually reporting that Arsenal are maybe monitoring a move when Sanchez does leave the club, because obviously Arsenal have had a few replacements on their radar, because they know Sanchez is going to go. As I said, they know Music Ozil is going to go, and I think during the August window, that Arsenal had actually been interested, and Martial had publicly actually tweeted out before and classified it as false rumours, because Arsenal were interested in Martial then. But yeah, I just don't see Man United willing to offload the player unless they maybe offer over £50 million for Antonio Martial. But very, very good player, and I think he will, on his day, he can be, one of the best young age players out there, can Martial. So too can Marcus Rashford, and the way they've been trending this season has been fantastic. And I think he started games. Martial he started in the Carling Cup, didn't he? I think he started in the Champions League as well, where he got an assist, got a goal. Did Martial scored in the Carabao Cup as well. So Martial's doing very, very well for us this season. But he's saying Arsenal are actually interested, and and they're saying he's a good replacement for Alexis Sanchez in the process as well. So I updated you, didn't I, earlier on about Marion Fellaini and Paul Pogba. Now pretty not Paul Pogba, Fellaini and Romelu Lukaku. Pretty bad news, to be quite honest with you. It did confirm that obviously they played a World Cup qualifier, Belgium against Bosnia. They'd been a World Cup qualifier. Marion Fellaini had been in the game. He'd only participated for half an hour of that game, and then basically had to come off Marion Fellaini after half an hour due to a knee injury or something like that. And now it's basically saying he could be sidelined for months. This doesn't look very, very good. And currently, there's currently ligament damage in his current knee as well. So he has got a bad knee injury as Marion Fellaini. So he looks likely he's going to be due to miss the Liverpool match. And he's been doing well, he's been full in Paul Pogba's spot fantastically well as Marion Fellaini in the process. It's disappointment, I think Man United are still close to agreeing new terms of a new contract for Fellaini. It did say the contracts have stalled. 28 starts last season, 1 goal, but this season he's made a fantastic improvement. He scored about 4 or 5 goals this season for Lane. He's making a big impact. He's creating. He's providing. He's doing very, very well. To be fair, he's managing Fellaini, the ex-Everton player. But Mourinho said he's a key member of the squad, and he's obviously Mourinho wants Fellaini to sign a new deal as well in the process, because we know Paul Pogba's still injured. Mourinho classified Pogba's injury as long term, like Rojo and Zlatan's as well. And we've still got other players coming to the end of the deal as well. And it did say Romelu Lukaku, we missed who scored 11 goals in all competitions this season, nearly hit a century of goals now in the Premier League. It said that Lukaku was going to be missing Lukaku missed the Belgium and Bosnia game due to that. Apparently he said he had an ankle injury, but he had an MRI scan and they didn't detect out. They didn't say that there was any damage there. I wrote, but they did say he had suffered an ankle injury around Lukaku, so Lukaku could miss it. The Liverpool game, definitely Fellaini is going to miss it, because he said he could be sidelined for months. So that is not very, very good news, guys, to be quite honest with you. But apparently, Arsenal, obviously, they generated a lot of money in the August window, as I said, and apparently they are targeting Antonio Martial when Sanchez goes, and they think it would be a perfect outfit, as a replacement for Alex Sanchez would Antonio Martial. But I can't see Jose Mourinho willing to offload the player, and it's actually mentioned, about even Perisic. Now it's saying he's a winger, and I still think in the team Manchester United need a winger in our team, a player that can put more balls into the box. He's saying Man United may actually re-show their interest in even Perisic next summer. He's saying we may re-show our interest in Perisic, a player obviously we know Inter Milan were demanding £48 million. Man United were not willing to meet that £48 million. I think we'd had 2 or 3 bids in the process rejected from Inter Milan. He's got now a new deal as even Perisic, I think, and he's got a release clause as part of his new deal. I think it's till 2022. He's got a 54 million release clause in his deal as even Perisic, and we know we don't want to sanction Martial, because obviously we know Inter Milan would try to demand Martial as part of the deal for even Perisic, but Mourinho was not allowing this to happen. There had been discussions between player's agent and Ed Woodward try to get a deal finalised. The agent and Inter Milan officials regarding his future. At one point, he did want to make the move, did even Perisic. But yeah, he's an ex-Wolfsburg, ex-Borussia Dortmund player, and this season he scored 3 goals and 3 assists. Last season scored 11 goals and provided 12 assisted even Perisic. And Lewis Spelt had rebuffed it because he said he can't keep him against his own will, didn't he, if you remember rightly? And then he said he was convinced that even Perisic was actually going to stay with Inter Milan, but he has now got a new deal. He's got a release clause of £4 million, so it's going to be harder for teams to get the pursuit of even Perisic, guys, in the process. But Man United were heavily linked with him during the August window as well. But he's got good physical attributes, as I said. He's good, he's distinctive in his play, he's creative, he's good at crossing. His crossing ability is very, very good. But Man United didn't get Perisic in the process, and yeah, but it's been mentioned in the press for the last couple of days, now about Dries Mertens from Napoli. It's saying Man United are interested in him as well. Obviously, we know he signed a new deal back in May until 2020 at Dries Mertens in the process. It's saying he signed a new deal until 2020. Dries Mertens is a player who's won Belgian Football of the Year. He made over 50 appearances for Belgium since 2011 as Dries Mertens is. I think he's got a 28 million release clause, and according to the ex-Serie A club director, Man United have showed an interest in the player. The ex-PSV player as well. I think he made about 60 appearances for PSV. He's in his 5th season now with Napoli. He's made over a century of appearances. Last season he scored how many goals did he score last season? I think he scored in 35 appearances. He scored 28 goals and 9 assists in 35 appearances last season, and he scored 7 goals and 7 assists. 7 goals in 7 appearances so far this season, but he's 30, he's highly experienced, and he's a forward as well. So says apparently Man United are interested in him. It said earlier on, this is just basically what's been reported out today. Because Mourinho, as I said, is looking at a few midfielders. He's obviously looking for a long-term replacement for Michael Carrick as well. That Man United are interested in Emre Can, because obviously we know Juventus have actually been heavily linked with Emre Can as well. But I don't think Liverpool will to sanction him off in January. He will become a free transfer next summer, will Emre Can, if he doesn't sign a new deal with Liverpool. But I think, Emre Can, has actually been demanding, if they are to secure a new deal, Liverpool, he's been demanding a release clause as part of his deal. I think he's been demanding a higher wage as well as Emre Can. But his versatility is very, very good, guys. As I said, he's strong, he's quick, he's good in the air, he's tenacious, he's competitive. As I said, his versatility is very, very good. I said he can play as he can operate as defensive mid, he can play as centre back, he can play as full back, and they play very, very good in the Confederations Cup as well. Made over 100 appearances now for Liverpool Football Club in all competitions. In the Premier League, made 92 appearances, scored 7 goals as Emre Can. He's also, ex Bayern Munich player. As I said, he was mostly in the reserve team with Bayern Munich. Won on the Z, did very, very well with Munich. He was there quite a few years with Munich. Went to Leverkusen. Then Liverpool had paid nearly just £10 million for Emre Can, and this is his 4th season in the process with Liverpool. But he is a very, very good player. He's coming to an end of his deal, and I think, with Naby Keita as well, because obviously Liverpool have paid a premium for Naby Keita, and he's got a 48 million release clause. That is confirmed. Liverpool have got him for next summer, no matter what. So they could still get him in January, and especially if he goes to Liverpool in January, Naby Keita, that could see Emre Can leave Liverpool Football Club as well in the process. And as I said, Liverpool have seen Saka go, they've seen Origi go, and Liverpool have been awful basically since they beat Arsenal 4-0, and they're just a team, they need to reinvest at the back. They leak a lot of goals, as I said. They still need number 9. They're not converting enough chances at Liverpool, so they still know where their problems lie in their current team, Liverpool Football Club. As I said, they could still, as I do keep updating you on that, they could still see Philippe Coutinho go, could Liverpool Football Club, as I've mentioned on my last video. Barcelona convinced they can put a £97 million bidding, including add-ons, as part of the deal. But it was Barcelona's main priority target during the August window. As I said, since he's been at Liverpool, ex-Inter Milan, ex-Espanyol, since being at Liverpool, he's become the most creative, agile midfielder. Very, very good playmaker. As I said, I think he can play on the left as well. Coutinho saw him a bit tired. He's made over century appearances now for Liverpool. Scored nearly 40 goals in the Premier League for Liverpool Football Club. Provided quite a few assists. I think he's got a 4 or 5 year deal with Liverpool as a Coutinho as well. But he wanted to make the move because obviously he put the transfer request in. But the owners are confirmed. Jurgen Klopp and the board were not willing to accept any bids from Barcelona in the process, and there had been negotiations between the two teams in August of trying to get a deal finalised. But Coutinho, wanted to elevate to that higher level. Did Coutinho, playing amongst better players, challenging for trophies, you know what I mean? And he's not doing this with Liverpool Football Club. He's Philippe Coutinho. I think the player of his calibre, this is what Philippe Coutinho wants, as I said. So he could still leave Liverpool Football Club, believe it or not. He could still leave Liverpool Football Club. And as I updated you earlier on, as I said with Sanchez is going to go for definite, as I do keep updating you on that, guys. And it's saying Arsenal are actually targeting Anthony Martial, as I said. 99 appearances, 30 goals for United. Since his arrival from Monaco, we paid £58 million for him, this is including the add-ons. And 5 goals and 6 assists this season, very, very impressive for Martial. But only started 1 Premier League game so far this season for Man United as Antonio Martial. But with Sanchez, I do keep saying, he's not the ranks of underneath fantastically well. There's a few teams interested in Sanchez, as I do keep saying, the Real Madrid have been in touch. AC Milan willing to plot £75 million bidding. Arsenal would profit from that. That were reported the other day. Bayern Munich have had an interest. Paris Saint-Germain are still monitoring a move for the player. Because obviously Paris Saint-Germain still need to offload players, to avoid financial fair play regulations. You've got obviously there's been quite a few teams. City, for me, I still think Manchester City are actually emerged as the front runners to go and get a Sanchez, because him and Pep Guardiola are fantastic together at Barcelona. Sanchez is out, he's coming to an end of his contract, it's coming to a conclusion. And as he just said, he wanted Champions League football, did Alex Sanchez. As I said, he's won 3 FA Cups in 4 seasons with Arsenal. Said made over a century appearances now for Arsenal, scored 53 goals in the Premier League. 24 goals in 38 appearances last season, very, very impressive as well. And he was demanding a higher wage, but Arsenal were not willing to meet this, and he just basically said, as I did say, he wants Champions League football, and I still think City are emerged as the front runners to get him. I think they're convinced they can get him for £20 million in January, because obviously they failed with a 50 and 60 million bid towards the end of the window. Arsenal would have cashed in, to be quite fair, more than they'll cash in for him in January, but obviously they couldn't find that replacement. This is why they didn't cash the 50, 60 million pound deal in. If they could have found that replacement, obviously Lamar was the target, didn't get Lamar. Also, if they'd have got a swap deal, if they'd have got Sterling, it just softens Arsene Wenger's stance on Sanchez. They'd have let Sanchez go. And same with Aguero, they'd let Sanchez go, but they couldn't find a replacement. But there were talks of swap deals of Aguero, Sanchez, Sterling and Sanchez during the August window, but it never materialised. But it's also been reported in the press that AC Milan are actually monitoring a move as well for Manchester City's Sergio Aguero. He's currently out at the moment due to a car accident. I think he's broke his rib or something. I think he scored 7 goals in 8 appearances so far this season as Sergio Aguero. Last season scored 30 goals as well for Manchester City. And, he's very, very good, prolific striker. As I said, he's Sergio Aguero, guys. Very, very good striker, for Manchester City now. I think he has nearly made 2 century appearances as in the Premier League as Aguero. He's been at City since 2011, and he has scored about 128 goals in the process. Won a couple of Premier Leagues with them, couple of FA Cup with them, League Cup with them, and all that. Sergio Aguero, and he's doing very, very well this season for them. As well as Sergio Aguero, plus with Atletico Madrid, he was very, very good with Atletico Madrid. He was there about 5 years with Atletico Madrid, in all competitions, he scored over a century goals. I think it was 101 goals in 239 appearances for Atletico Madrid. He's also got a very, very good ratio, Sergio Aguero. Also won the Europa League with Atletico Madrid, the Europa League, won the Super Cup with Atletico Madrid as well. And I think all in all, in La Liga, he nearly made 2 century appearances. I think he made about 174 appearances and scored 74 goals in La Liga during just in La Liga during his about 5 years with Atletico Madrid. Sergio Aguero, and very, very good player, as I said. But apparently, AC Milan are monitoring him as well. And I said he scored 30 goals last season for Manchester City. Did Sergio Aguero. And as I did say, the good strikers in the Premier League are Romelu Lukaku, Harry Kane, Aguero, Lacazette and Morata. They are the best strikers in the Premier League, and as I said, the best 2 are Lukaku and Harry Kane, without a shadow of a doubt as well. But yeah, I've updated you earlier on, didn't I, by Jack Harrison. I updated you about a couple of times on Lorenzo Pellegrini. I've updated you on most of the transfer rumours that are going on, guys. So anyway, I could talk a bit more about transfers and that, but I am getting a bit weary, and I'm gonna go off to bed. But just did a video just to quickly update about the Anthony Martial situation. Apparently Arsenal are showing an interest in it. Apparently, from Arsenal's perspective, that would be a fantastic replacement for Sanchez when he does leave the club. Also update you on the Mesut Ozil situation, guys. As I said, he's been linked to a move to Old Trafford in the last couple of days. So yeah, we will see what happens in the process with that. So anyway, guys, drop your comments, likes below on my channel, subscribe to my channel as always, and take it easy, guys, and I'll see you all later. Take care.